Hey everybody, sorry for the angle of the sun. It's about 7:30 on a Saturday morning. I was actually going to go out to Saco and do a little history piece and catch a train out there, but I went down to the office, the UP office, and there are no trains going to be in Bakersfield from either direction for a long time, and it's going to be 110 today, so I'm going to get this done in the morning. I got this BNSF coming into the Bakersfield yard over my shoulder here. This is obviously the yard limits. Through town here, the BNSF has a no horn zone. You'll see when they come through this crossing. They got their bell ringing, but that's about it. Up behind us is the Kern County Courthouse. Behind me there, you see the big signal structure. That is the signals that go into the yard, and the main BNSF yard is right behind us here. And unlike the Union Pacific yard in Bakersfield, the BNSF yard is a very active yard. And so let's turn around. Check this train out. It's going really slow, so don't know if I'll shoot the whole thing, but we'll see. I did my drive yesterday from Tunnel 8 to Keene and said that would be my last video before I had my shoulder surgery next week because I need to quarantine, but I got really bored this morning. I woke up really early and I figure I'm not going to be around anybody anyway, so that's quarantine enough. As I said, see the signal bridge there. There's another one down beyond it. You see it down there too. Looks like these guys are, I don't know if they're going in behind another train and stopping or if they're going around it. As I said, that is the yard, so there's probably plenty of places for them to go. I had a subscriber ask me a while back if I could get some shots of the Bakersfield yard for BNSF. I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. It's kind of a difficult place to get access to, but and it's getting hot and I'm having surgery, so it's going to be a while before I do that. But you can bet that once I'm back on my feet, or back on my arm as it were, that I will do everything I can to get at least some long shots of the yard, maybe from the Oak Street overpass and out towards the Kern River Bridge. But downtown Bakersfield. And right there on the corner, where those big tall palm trees are, that's where you do jury duty. And for some reason, the county thought that it would be a good idea to have jury parking on the other side of the tracks. And that parking lot is right there. You can't see it because the train's blocking it. And they get butt hurt if you're late for jury duty, but then you have things like this, trains going really slow and stopping. So people still do tend to climb over the trains. You'll be able to see this in the sunshine and the sunlight. There's a footbridge down there, and the times I've been on jury duty, I'm not averse to walking down there and walking over the footbridge. I'm not going to climb over a train. But as I said, these are the Kern County Courthouse facilities. That big tall building over there on the left, the green and white one, is the criminal court building. The black and glass structure behind it's the Bank of America building, but that there is where family court and traffic court and non-criminal stuff is. That's where they do that. looks like this guy stopped. I'm not going to stand here and wait for him to go. And this is the L Street crossing, so you know. And maybe we'll cruise out to the other side of town, catch this guy moving it on out of town, out around Jastrow, maybe over at Shafter or something. Move down here. This is the head end of the train. We're just shooting up by the courthouse. You see the guys walking off there. This is where they recrew the engines. Now this is where they do the crew changes out of that little building over there. See, it says BNSF, Bakersfield Classification Yard. But anyway, that's where they do their recrewing now. This used to be that little shelter thing right there. That used to be the Amtrak platform prior to them building the new Amtrak station about 12 or 13 blocks behind us here. And right here in this parking lot was where the old Santa Fe depot was, and the Harvey house and the freight house and all that. I'll put a picture of that in here. But anyway, this is where they recrew the stations. But anyway, this is where they recrew the trains in Bakersfield now. Okay, cruise out on the other side, see if we can catch this guy at speed. And before I get completely out of here, I said that the depot and the Harvey house and all that used to be right there. And there used to be a crossing here. This is F Street, downtown Bakersfield. It is looking towards downtown there. But this was a crossing up until they built the Amtrak station. They may have gotten rid of it a little before that. But on the other side there, you can see that old building there. That is Bakersfield High School. It was the first high school in Bakersfield. At that time, it was called Kern County Union High School. But it's been BHS for a long time. My mom went there. My oldest daughter went there. But anyway, just thought that was a little interesting piece as well. Okay, the reason I want to stop here, this is West Una. When I came through here last Christmas, which was the last time I was over this way, they were still working on this double track project. And I know that the siding of Una was further south of us here, or Railroad East to the BNSF, and East Una is down that way. It is now all double track. I don't remember the name of the siding, if I ever knew it, that used to be further up this way, but looks like about a 3 or 4 mile section of double track now. Looks really good. Big signal bridges, nice cabins. And that's Bakersfield down that way, and Shafter up that way. All right, you little extra treat out here. Just down there at Una just a second ago at West Una, headed down to where I wanted to shoot the BNSF. And here comes the Amtrak. We've moved down to the just south of the Una crossover, BNSF East, and you can see that signal up there. I can get it up there, maybe. It's flashing yellow. That means the signal's cleared for at least a couple blocks up there. So would appear that they're going to run a train through here shortly, and that will most likely be the BNSF we saw in Bakersfield. The reason I wanted to stop here in particular is because this industry setup here, You can see the come out signal there for the industry track. It's a pretty extensive setup. BNSF built it. I'm sure the industry's paid for it. And I don't know that BNSF built this, or that it was a joint venture between a contractor and these industries. I don't know what all these industries are. MRC Global, I don't know what that is. I'll have to Google it. But there's Baker Hughes. That's an big oil company. They are into a lot of things. That looks like probably a drilling mud thing there. If I ever get my oil piece finished, I'll go into what drilling mud is, and I'll link it all together. But there are a lot of businesses out here. But anyway, I see the headlight of this BNSF coming, so let's get ready for him. All right, comes the BNSF that we saw coming into Bakersfield and changing crews down at the yard. He's passing under the 7th Standard Road overpass. That overpass is relatively new. I don't know, it's probably been there 10 or 12 years now, but it was a nasty old 2-lane crossing at one time. I don't know what BNSF's track speed is for these hot trains. It's 60 over on the UP, but he's running on a flashing yellow. So he may be going a little bit slower than he can. Still looks like he's clicking along about 50 or so. Breeze he's kicking up feels good. It's about 10 minutes to 9 in the morning, and it's right at 100 degrees already. As soon as I'm done shooting this guy, I'm gonna go home. All right, following the Amtrak from Bakersfield to the Una crossover. All right, well, that will conclude my little trip of following the BNSF from Bakersfield, tracking him down out at Una, at the control point of the Una crossover, and catching an Amtrak. No target of opportunity, and talking a little bit about the things that go on out here. I'm not real conversant with the BNSF as far as the names of their places or any histories behind them. I do have some research material. If I'm going to start coming up this way, I'll have to start digging into it. And but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the little trip. As usual, if you have any ideas that you'd like to see me look into or take care of, keep in mind I'm going to have shoulder surgery, be a while, but go ahead and give me those ideas. Give me something to do as soon as I get fired back up. And like, share, subscribe, click on the button if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.